Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Uncle Matt's cookery lessons, making scotched eggs this week, and well, don't they look nice? Hello, in this video I'm going to be making scotched eggs, which is basically a boiled egg wrapped in sausage meat, breadcrumbed and deep fried. I'm going to be making 3 different varieties. The original, which is just the aforementioned, just sausage, then a black pudding flavoured one, and finally an onion bhaji flavoured one. These happen to be from the supermarket where I work on the deli counter, and I thought, well, that'd be quite nice to see if I can imitate them, see if I can maybe improve them. Anyway, hope you really enjoy this video. Alright, we're going to start off with the onion bhaji flavoured scotched egg because we've got to cook the onions and cool it down. So, dicing an onion nice and fine, like so. And I, just in a minute, off camera, I cut my thumb quite badly. So you'll see me for the rest of the video with either a plaster or some tape on my thumb because I just couldn't stop the thing from bleeding. Horrible. Anyway, once my onion is diced, get it into a preheated up pan. I'm going to turn that heat down a bit though, I don't want to do this too hot. A little bit of salt and curry powder, really this is to your taste. I possibly put in a little bit too much. So the full recipe that I have, I think, perfected is on my website, unclematscookerylessons.com. I suggest you go over there to have a look. So just cooking out these onions, get them nice and soft. Get to that point, they're sort of translucent. Let's make them better by adding in some butter. That's unsalted butter. You could use vegetable oil if you don't want to have the dairy content in there, that'd be fine, or any other oil, I'm sure it'd be fine. And then I'm adding some breadcrumb to it. If we want to be really, really authentic, you could use some gram flour, which is what's in onion bhajis, which is basically made from chickpeas. Right, so just give that a couple more minutes. Once it starts to get a bit brown, you obviously don't want them to burn, so onto a plate, I sort of spread those out, pop them in the fridge to cool down for a little while. So then, those have now cooled down. I am doing mine with sausage, so all these recipes are done with sausage meat. For this, I'm just bought some what we call sausage 8s, which means there's 8 sausages to a pound. But on the recipe on the website, I have put down the weight in grams and ounces as well if you're using just regular sausage meat. This was me trying to work out this recipe, so I started off with 1 sausage and I added another to it, and I thought, yes, that is right. You want to create a mixture that you can sort of spread out. I've got damp hands when I'm doing this. I've always got a little bowl of cold water to the side. You can see my wet hands there. You can see that now. We could form that into a nice little shape, a patty. That's ready. So that goes in the fridge whilst we get the next one ready, which is going to be the black pudding. All 3 of these scotched eggs are on the counter. So I work for a really fancy supermarket called Waitrose, and I was thinking for a long time, I'm going to recreate these scotched eggs we have here and see if I can make them a bit better. And if you are from Waitrose and you're watching and you have a cookery channel, I know you do, I think you should give Uncle Matt a call. I would love to do something with you. Really love it. But anyway, so while I've put my black pudding in there, yep, that works. That's a nice patty. So let's put that away again. And there's not much to do with the sausage meat really, other than because it's already sausage meat, isn't it? This is my technique for boiling eggs. I find it's a bit safer because you don't risk dropping the eggs and they crack and then the white comes out. So I pour the boiling water onto the eggs. The lid on, that's cold eggs, boiling water, 7 minutes. Now I find that works every single time for me for a nice soft centered egg. There we go, time's up. Let's get them cooled down. So over to the sink, and I'm just going to run that cold water on there for a few minutes until it's, there's no risk of the eggs overcooking now. And again, another way to really help them cool down a bit more quickly is give them a little crack, roll them around a bit, tap them on the side of the bowl, whatever. That allows the cold water to sort of penetrate underneath the shell. It also makes peeling them a lot more easy, like what I'm doing here. This is my preferred method for peeling, just dunking it in and out of the cold water. There you go, a peeled egg. This is another way you could do it if you like, so just roll it. Either way, there's a little bit of shell left on that, so they've still got to go in the cold water. Anyway, eggs peeled. This is the simplest rule for when I make scotched eggs, I have a lump of sausage meat pretty much the same size as the egg, and that will work every single time. So cold water on the hands again, so wet hands, damp hands. Spread that dough out, that mixture. Dough? It's not dough. Sausage meat. Spread the sausage meat out and then just sort of gradually encase it over the top. Now I'm going to do this a few times so you will see, I will show you a better view of it. But there you go, that's the sausage ones done. Black pudding, same again. You can see I've got a different plaster on my thumb there, a bit of duct tape. This is the better view. So this is with the onion bhaji mixture. And it's a case of being very delicate. Encourage that sausage mixture up around until you get it to close. Don't be afraid to sort of dip your fingers into the cold water if you need to. Again, as Chef John on Food Wishes says, damp hands equals smooth balls. And there you go. Great advice from the legendary Chef John. And look at that. Isn't that a nice smooth ball? Fantastic. Get in there. Right, so that is making the eggs. Now we've got to breadcrumb them. So I'm using a fine dry breadcrumb for the breadcrumbing. That's some eggs going in for the egg wash, obviously. I find a little bit of salt helps the eggs break down, makes a bit more liquid, and a couple of tablespoons full of cold water went in there. And there is the pane station. We have plain flour. And then after that, we roll it around. We try to shake off the excess flour all the time, trying to maintain a nice shape of the egg. So you're always delicate. That is the tried and tested Uncle Matt's patented slotted spoon technique, which works every single time, especially if you're doing this on your own. You will not get messy hands. You're welcome. It's the best technique ever. I don't know why more people don't do it. So once into the fine breadcrumb, and then back into the egg. I want 2 layers of breadcrumbs on this for a little bit of extra security. And there we go, yeah. Thoroughly coated in breadcrumbs. And what I do, just in case there's a bit of moisture on the plate or it develops, a few breadcrumbs on the plate. Leave those to one side. We have my daughter to thank for a bit of extra camera work. So thank you very much, sweetie. That's nice. It's nice to have someone filming for a change. And then, so you see me doing it again there, speeding up. Flour, then egg, then breadcrumb, then back in the egg, then back in the breadcrumbs. And we've got a little production line going here. Not too hampered by my injury. That is plain vegetable oil or high smoking point oil. You want to get to around about 180 degrees centigrade, 350 Fahrenheit approximately. Very, very carefully pop the eggs in. I'm just doing one of each for this part of the video. And then 5 minutes, which is long enough to cook the sausage and warm the egg through, but without overcooking the egg, so you end up with that lovely soft centre that the manufactured Scotch eggs just don't seem to be able to achieve what homemade Scotch egg is. So this is definitely a case where the ones you make yourself, even if they may not look beautiful, they will be better than the ones you buy in a shop. And there we go, out the fryer, a little bit of salt in there. You can see one of them's cracked a little bit, but it's okay. Sporting a different plaster again. Now let's see, this is a couple of minutes after they've cooked. They're still nice and warm, and look at that. You couldn't get better. There's the curry one and the black pudding one, and just feeling very pleased with myself. I'd arrange them on a board and just take another close up, and I'm going to hand you over to me for the tasting. Right, a trio of Scotch eggs, which was a bit of a task, but I think I've pulled it off. They look really good. Before I taste them, I do want to add a little seasoning. And I don't really know where to start, so let's start here and work our way across, shall we? So this is very clearly black pudding. Yum. I don't know if you all know this stuff. Better than mayonnaise, in my humble opinion. So let's try a little bit of salad cream with this. Okay, fantastic. Now the other English mustard, not to be confused with any other mustard. It is lethally hot and strong, so just a tiny bit, but I'm going to have it with the plain one. Oh, that's enough. Oh, that yolk is just soft. Pretty much on point, I would say. Oh, that's great. And the mustard makes it go. Now, I'm not going to put anything on this onion bhaji one. Let's see. Well, curried onion really, isn't it? It's onion bhaji, but you know what we're trying to do. Let's have a go. Let's have a go. That is fantastic. Anyway, so I hope you liked my trio of Scotch eggs. Give one or two or three of them a try, and let me know how you get on. And I'll see you in the next video. Come real soon. Bye.